85 million jobs. That's the number the World Economic Forum predicted AI would replace by 2026. Well, it's 2026, but here's the thing. Even the CEO of OpenAI says some of those layoffs have nothing to do with AI. Companies are using AI as an excuse to fire people. They call it AI washing. And the question nobody asks is, if AI isn't actually taking your job, who is? Every week there is a new headline. Company C lays off thousands. Cites AI. The narrative is simple. AI is coming for your job. And it's happening now. But when you actually look at numbers, something doesn't add up. Some companies blame AI publicly, then quietly admit it was overhiring from the pandemic. In other words, not every layoff is an AI layoff, but calling it one is very convenient. Because the moment you say AI, nobody questions the layoff. The numbers are big. In 2025, about 55,000 layoffs were directly attributed to AI across tech. In January 2026 alone, 7,600 job cuts mentioned AI, out of 108,000 total US layoffs. IBM is replacing 7,800 back office roles with AI. UPS cuts 20,000 jobs. Their CEO directly linked it to machine learning. And Klarna deployed an AI assistant that now handles the workload of 700 customer service reps. Meanwhile, Microsoft's AI chief Mustafa Suleyman said, and I quote, "Most white-collar tasks will be fully automated within 12 to 18 months. So, which is it? Are 85 million jobs really disappearing, or are companies just using a scary number to justify decisions they already made? We are going to break this into three parts. First, the companies that are actually replacing workers with AI. Real examples, real numbers. Second, the companies that are blaming AI but doing something completely different. That's the AI washing. And third, what this means for your career and what you can actually do about it. Let's start with what's real. There are companies where AI is genuinely replacing human workers. And these are the ones we need to pay attention to. Klarna, the fintech company, deployed an AI customer service assistant that now handles the workload of 700 full-time agents. Their CEO says he expects the company to shrink significantly by 2030 because of AI. Dukan, an Indian startup, replaced 90% of its customer support team with an AI chatbot overnight. IBM, their CEO announced a plan to replace 30% of back-office roles. That's about 7,800 positions, with AI within 5 years. They've already replaced hundreds of HR workers in 2025. UPS cut 20,000 jobs. The CEO said directly that machine learning is automating tasks like generating sales proposals for clients. Salesforce eliminated 4,000 support roles as AI now handles half of all customer queries. And Duolingo, the language learning app, reduced its contractor workforce because AI now handles content creation and translation. These are real. The jobs are gone. The AI is doing the work. And the pattern is clear. If your job is repetitive, text-based, and doesn't require you to be physically present, you are in the danger zone. The most vulnerable jobs right now: customer service representatives, data entry clerks, junior analysts, basic bookkeeping and accounting, telemarketing, administrative support, and entry-level programming. Not every job. Not your whole career. but the tasks within your job that a chatbot can do. Those are disappearing, and they are not coming back. Let's zoom in on what this actually looks like. Think about the customer service rep at Klarna. You are doing your job, handling tickets, helping people. Then one day your manager tells you that an AI chatbot handled 3.2 million conversations last month. That's your entire team workload. Chatbot doesn't call in sick. It doesn't need training. It doesn't ask for a rise. And it costs a fraction of what your team costs. You didn't do anything wrong. You just became more expensive than a piece of software. Now think about a junior developer at a company using AI coding assistants. A year ago, you were the person who fixed bugs, wrote boilerplate code, handled the routine tickets. Now GitHub Copilot and Cloud Code. Your senior engineers are twice productive. They don't need you to write the basic stuff anymore. The entry-level rank of the ladder didn't just get harder to reach. It's being removed. Suleiman at Microsoft said plainly, human-level performance on most, if not all, professional tasks within 12 to 18 months. That's not a prediction for 2030. That's this year. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because not every company firing people is doing this because of AI. Some are using AI as a cover story. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, the company that makes the AI everyone is worried about, said this at the India AI Impact Summit just weeks ago. I quote, I don't know what the exact percentage is, but there is some AI washing where people are blaming AI for layoffs that they would otherwise do. And then there is some real displacement. When the CEO of OpenAI tells you companies are using his product as an excuse to fire people, that's worth paying attention to. Here's how AI washing works. It's a 3-step playbook. Step 1. A company overhired during the pandemic or during growth boom. Step 2. Growth slows and they need to cut costs. Step 3. Instead of saying we overhired, which makes leadership look bad, they said we are reconstructing for AI, which makes leadership look innovative. It's the same layoff, just different press release. And here's the thing, the National Bureau of Economic Research and the Yale Budget Lab both found the same conclusion. There is little macroeconomic evidence of widespread job destruction directly linked to AI. Yet. The key word is yet. Altman himself said the real impact is coming. But right now, today, a chunk of these AI layoffs are just layoffs. So we've got two things happening at once. Real AI displacement, job genuinely disappearing, and AI washing, companies using AI as a convenient excuse. But here where it gets dark, because the combination of these two things is creating a problem nobody is ready for. First, you can't tell the difference anymore. When you lose your job and they say AI, is it real? Is it an excuse? You have no way to know. Companies have zero obligation to prove that AI actually replaced your role. No transparency, no audit, no accountability. Second, everyone stops believing valid warnings. If company keeps crying AI wolf, people won't take the real threat seriously. The WEF's 85 million number sounds terrifying, but if people think it's inflated, they won't prepare. It's the boy who cried AI. And the real wolf is still coming. Third, Workers have almost no legal protection. In most countries, a company can fire you and say AI, and there is nothing you can do. Only New York has passed a law protecting civil servants from AI replacement, and that's only for 3 years. No federal US law, no EU framework specifically for AI-driven job displacement. And fourth, the profits aren't shared. Company profits hit record highs while they cut their workforce. The savings from AI don't go to workers, they go to shareholders. The people who own AI get richer, the people who were replaced by AI get nothing. And this is the same pattern we keep seeing across the AI industry. OpenClaw. Ship the AI agent first, worry about security later. Grok. Launch the AI feature, deal with deepfakes after. AWS Cairo. Give the AI production access. Fix it when it breaks. And now fire the workers. Call it AI, explain later. The pattern is always the same. Move fast. Use AI as the justification. Govern after the damage is done. And the companies doing this aren't startups. They are IBM, Salesforce, UPS, the biggest employers in the world. When a startup moves fast and breaks things, it's a PR story. When IBM and Salesforce move fast and cut thousands of jobs, it's an economic crisis. Here's how I think about this. Remember when companies used to blame outsourcing? In 2000s, every layoff was, "We are sending these jobs overseas." It was the same playbook. Some of it was real. Jobs were actually moved to India and Philippines, but a lot of it was just cost-cutting dressed up as strategy. AI is the new outsourcing. The same cover, the same logic. We are not cutting your job because we want to save money. We are cutting your job because the future demands it. It sounds better in a press release. It sounds better to shareholders, and it means nobody asks the uncomfortable question: was this necessary? 20 years from now, we'll look back at this moment the way we look back at the outsourcing wave. Some of it was inevitable, some of it was real, and a lot of it was just companies taking advantage of convenient narrative. So here is the question nobody wants to answer. If AI can do your job, should your company be allowed to replace you with no warning, no transition, no support? And if AI can't actually do your job, should your company be allowed to say it can and fire you anyway? Because right now the answer to both questions is yes. There is no law, no framework, no requirement for companies to prove that AI actually replaced the role they eliminated. You are on your own. This isn't just about layoffs. This is about what kind of economy we are building. When AI gets more powerful, two things can happen. It can make everyone more productive, meaning everyone gets richer. Everyone's work gets easier and the economy grows from the bottom up. Or it can make a few companies dramatically more profitable, while the people who used to do the work get cut. Economists call it the K-shaped economy. One line goes up, company profits, stock prices, productivity per employee. The other line goes down, total employment, real wages for entry-level work, economic mobility. The question is which line you are on. And right now, if you are a worker, the system isn't designed to put you on the side that goes up. But it doesn't have to be that way. Future A, the optimistic path. Companies that automate jobs reinvest savings into transition programs. If AI replaces your role, you get retraining, a transition period, a support. Governments step in. AI displacement transparency laws. Companies must disclose which roles were eliminated by AI versus other reasons. Transition funds, funded by the productivity gains AI creates, and new job categories emerge. AI supervisors, prompt engineers, human AI coordinators. The IMF says 40% of jobs are exposed to AI change. But exposed doesn't mean eliminated. It means the job changes. You do less data entry and more thinking, less repetition and more judgment. In this future, AI doesn't replace workers, it replaces tasks, and the workers move up to more valuable work. But this only happens if there is governance, if there is intentional investment, if companies don't just pocket the savings. But what if nothing changes? Future B, the dark path. No transparency laws, no transition support. Companies keep using AI washing to cut costs while looking innovative. Entry-level jobs disappear. Not because AI took them, but because companies stopped creating them. Why hire a junior developer when an AI coding assistant makes your senior developers twice as productive? Junior positions in programming, writing, analysis, customer service, accounting, they shrink. The people who would gotten those jobs to build a career now can't get their foot in the door. And here's the darkest part. Nobody fights back. Because every time someone gets fired, the company says AI, and the worker thinks, I guess I just wasn't good enough. When the truth is, sometimes AI had nothing to do with it. The company just found a convenient excuse. In this future, AI doesn't freeze the economy, but the excuse of AI does. Personally, here's where I land on this. AI is going to change work. That's not a question. It's already happening. But I also think we are being lied to. Not about AI's potential, but about why people are losing their jobs today. And the lie matters, because if we blame AI for every layoff, we never hold companies accountable for the layoffs they had nothing to do with AI. What I think we need, and this is my personal opinion, is transparency. If you fire someone and cite AI, you should have to prove it. Show the automation. Show the AI system that replaced that person's work. And if you can't, then call it what it is. A layoff, not a transformation. This is my read. I could be wrong, but I think the biggest threat from AI isn't that it takes your job. It's that companies use it as an excuse, and nobody challenges them. The technology is ready to change the workforce. The governance isn't. So I'll leave you with this question. Should companies be required to prove that AI actually replaced a job before they call it an AI layoff? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. If you found this interesting, hit subscribe. We cover AI governance, security, and the decisions that are shaping the future of work every single week. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.